Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News.
Good afternoon. The news continues on WKYT as we approach 12:30. It's among the busiest travel days of the year, and you should have pretty clear weather if you're traveling through Kentucky today.
If you wait until tomorrow, however, you may have to deal with a little bit of snow, we're hearing. WKYT meteorologist Micah Harris is here with the forecast.
Well, we have partly cloudy skies right now. It actually looks quite nice outside. It's on the cool side, nonetheless, but we are staying dry. Let's go into the night and into tomorrow because it really does change. Clouds will start to appear. Things don't look too bad out there on Defender now, but look back toward the west and the northwest. This system is relatively weak. You're going to get a mixture of rain and snow, and this will kind of move off into the region, the southern zones, later on tonight and off into the morning hours tomorrow. You'll start off with a mixture before, say, midnight there in the southern zones, and then it'll start to change over into snow. So today's forecast, 42, is cool and sunny, but it does look like we're going to hold on to those snow chances, especially south of I-64. Remember, this is flip-flop from what it typically is. Sometimes, I mean, most times we'll get it in the southeastern quadrant, but a lot of times it starts in the north and it just doesn't make its way down south. So you guys can't yell at me this time, okay? You have the best opportunity the farther south you go toward that Tennessee-Kentucky border. That's the best chance, but what's the timing? How much are you expecting? Well, I'll go over those answers coming up in about 10 minutes.
Okay, we'll see you then. We thank you.
If you're headed east, travel may prove to be a little bit tricky. Heavy rain and snow expected to slam the region.
And the weather is already causing problems for flyers, and it will probably be slowing down for drivers as well in at least that section of the country. Craig Boswell is tracking the situation for us this afternoon.
Airports are seeing long lines of holiday travelers watching the weather and the flight status board. A winter storm is hitting the Northeast with rain turning to snow.
1 to 2 inch per hour snowfall rates in New England later on today with that rain snow line hugging the coastline of eastern Massachusetts.
The large crowds and bad weather are already having an impact. So far today, more than 1,000 flights have been delayed and more than 400 have been canceled.
We're ready, just in case there are stranded passengers, we're ready to accommodate them to ensure that they're comfortable.
Some travelers decided to skip the lines at the airport and take the train instead. Amtrak expects today to be a record-setting day for passenger travel.
Sometime I fly, but not today. This is not today.
And with the average price for a gallon of gas at $2.81, the lowest holiday week price in years, the roads are busy as well. AAA estimates there will be 40 million drivers on the highways this week.
We're urging motorists to drive with additional care and allow more time to reach their destinations due to the winter weather that's out there today.
By air, train, or car, AAA says there will be 46 million Americans traveling 50 miles or more for the Thanksgiving holiday, the most since 2007. Craig Boswell, CBS News, Washington.
Now, most major airlines are dropping their ticket change fees for people flying in and out of the Northeast, allowing passengers to try and catch earlier flights. We've been keeping an eye on flights in and out of Lexington today. We have just checked the flight status screen and found a few delays. None of them were to the East Coast, though. So if you're flying over the holiday, remember to check the status of your flight before you go to the airport. And they're also saying arrive early for your flights. Well, today, a man accused of trying to kill another man during a violent robbery pleaded guilty to a lesser charge.
Jason Gambrell entered the plea in a Rockcastle County courtroom. Police say the victim, Derek Kissy, was found buried under rocks in July. WKYT's Phil Pendleton was in the courtroom as Gambrell admitted to the crime.
Jason Gambrell will be back in court next month. Well, he will likely be sentenced to about 14 years after today admitting to the injuries he inflicted on Derek Kissy at a rock quarry last July. Now, Gambrell pleaded guilty to the charge of assault first, avoiding a jury trial on attempted murder and robbery charges. He told the judge he beat Kissy with a rock over money and drugs. He said he left Kissy in a cave. After the plea hearing, Gambrell's mother spoke to me. She says her son is sorry for what he did.
Thinking about that family, the Kissy family. I mean, they're in our prayers and thoughts, but drugs, they'll ruin you.
Jason Gambrell will be back in court for his final sentencing on December 22nd. In Rockcastle County, Phil Pendleton, WKYT.
Kissy was in the courtroom but said he did not want to talk after the hearing.
Lexington police have arrested a man who they say played a role in a violent crash. Nicholas Kaiser is charged with wanton endangerment. Police say he pulled a gun on another driver yesterday on Harrodsburg Road at Lane Allen. Investigators say Kaiser and a woman got out of their cars, and that's when police say the person Kaiser was with intentionally ran over the woman. She was taken to UK hospital and has life-threatening injuries. Police say the others involved are juveniles. Police are looking for 3 men accused of robbing a delivery driver at knife point. It happened overnight at an apartment on Winburn Drive. The Domino's employee told police that a man wearing a red ski mask put a knife to his throat when he got out of his car. We're told that 2 other men stole his cash and his pizzas.
Firefighters say an early morning house fire is a case of arson. That fire started just before 4 o'clock this morning on Ash Street off Georgetown Street. Someone walking down the street saw the flames, called for help. Crews contained the fire to the back of the house.
You know, there's no electric or gas to the residence. All the doors and windows are out of it, so there's really no reason for there to be utilities on. So the fire being on the exterior of the house makes him, all those things combined, make him leading towards the side that it was intentionally set.
The battalion chief says that if that passerby had not called to report the fire, the home would have quickly burned down. The town of Ferguson, Missouri saw more violent protests overnight. It's the second night of unrest following a grand jury's decision not to indict Officer Darren Wilson in the deadly shooting of 18-year-old Michael Brown. Vandals set off explosives in a muffler shop, burned a police car, and busted out windows at City Hall. Despite the destruction, police say it wasn't quite as bad as Monday night.
Well, it's proving to be a big success. Lex Park says people have given them more than 900 canned goods as part of their Food for Fines program. People can bring 10 cans of food to cover parking meter citations. All of the food is being donated to God's Pantry.
It's not too late. If you have a parking meter fine, you can pay that in cans as opposed to dollars, and those cans are going to come to God's Pantry Food Bank.
The program ends on December 19th. Well, there's a new study out about acetaminophen and asthma.
Plus, the link between obesity and cancer. Wendy Gillette has details in this Better Living report.
Being overweight is a factor in nearly 500,000 new cancers a year worldwide. That's according to a new study in the Lancet Oncology. Researchers say North America leads in obesity-related cancers and that a quarter of those cases are avoidable. New research questions the link between acetaminophen and childhood asthma. Previous research has raised concerns that using acetaminophen during pregnancy or early in a child's life is linked to childhood asthma. But researchers say a common respiratory infection that acetaminophen is used to treat may play a larger role in developing asthma. And a new CDC study reports only 30% of Americans with HIV have the virus under control, and that most HIV patients are not receiving care. More than 1 million people are living with HIV in the U.S., and there are 50,000 new infections each year. Those are some of the day's top medical stories. Wendy Gillette for CBS News, New York.